clouds, living dreams. My life's now more than it seems. Family small, endless gleam. Clouds my song, won't let it stream.
Hi everyone. Hi Amir.
Hi Ali,
Hi Ali, hi Amir.
how you doing? How's
I'm
everyone
good. How
here?
are you?
I'm good. I'm excited for today. We have a lot to cover today.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
definitely, definitely.
Yeah,
that was good. Yeah, I'm excited too. We have some people from LinkedIn joining as well. So
okay,
I'm just
perfect.
gonna give it like another few minutes, maybe another 2, 3 minutes. So
Yeah,
everyone
absolutely. I
join.
mean, we're gonna make the introduction really quick because we have a lot to cover, and we might go over time a little bit, but I think if somebody was willing to stay, we'll be more than happy.
Mhm. And it is being recorded, so if anyone misses, they can always catch up to it later on as well.
Perfect.
Hope you're feeling better, Ali. I hope you're feeling better.
Oh yeah, I'm feeling much better today.
Good, good,
What's
good,
wrong,
good.
Ali?
This is just due to change of weather. I
Mm-hmm.
was just, feeling a bit cold and a bit hay fever type.
Yeah, I got this
Uh,
feeling when I moved from
but I
California.
had I had really good sleep last night. I went to sleep like 10 p.m. and I got up at 6. So I woke up feeling really, really, really good, all recovered.
So listen, everybody, sleep is a healer.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
You got to get your
definitely,
sleep. Yeah,
definitely.
I don't know a lot about sleep, but yeah, you're right.
yeah. I know you sleep little. Wow. I guess
Two, three
some
hours
people
a
don't
day.
need,
I swear,
yeah,
2, 3 hours a day.
some people don't need sleep. I need at least 8. But then, like you, some people they get along with less.
How much
I
do you
got
Some
sleep,
used
people,
to three,
Amir?
2 to 3 hours a day
whoa,
for the
I
last
wouldn't be
10
able.
years of my life. So.
Wow. I guess you're one of those people, but everybody's different, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. My average is 6, but sometimes I sleep like 4 or 5
Woo!
because
Wow.
we
That's a
have
lot of
busy
hours.
days, so we need to cut somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
With full-time work,
Mm-hmm.
learning and project and stuff, we have to cut somewhere.
I mean, sometimes I do go sleep, and this is very rare. I go sleep around like 2 a.m. or sometimes even 3 a.m. But no matter what time I go sleep, I always get up at 6, 7 a.m.
Same here, man.
Yeah, that's your biological clock. It's timed. It's
Hmm.
no matter what, you get your body is used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was in my 20s, I could stay asleep forever, but now, soon as I see daylight, I'm getting up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think we should be good to kick it off.
Yes. Hey.
Do you guys have a presentation or anything, or
Yes, we
we
do
all
have a
all
presentation, a
okay?
small presentation. We'll go through the presentation really quick. We'll jump to the more important stuff, because we have exciting things today, to tell everyone. And what we actually did today is a project for everyone. It's not just for me and Kumail.
Okay.
Uh, and I think everybody will be more than happy with what we did. We've been sharing insights, me and Kumail, for the last 2 weeks, 2 hours every day. We're spending time building things, and we have some exciting news. We will also be making a small lab.
Okay.
Uh, Hopefully, next sessions will be pure labs,
Hmm.
so we don't have to waste time on presentations and stuff. I know some people are just excited for the labs. So, and how to create the projects, how to, talk about our projects and show it to other people. Kumail is here, right?
Yep. Kumail, yeah, he's in
Yeah, I'm
here.
there.
Long time no see, Kumail. Like
Yeah,
10
I
minutes.
guess so.
Okay. Uh, Ali, if you can give me. Oh, I have access to share my screen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I'm gonna mute myself. It's over to you guys. I'm excited to learn from you guys today as well.
Can you guys see the screen?
Yes.
The presentation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So we're getting started today with our AWS guide to learning and building projects. For people who don't know us, I'm Amir Kumail. I'm a solutions architect and developer. I love building things, creating solutions, and my friend Kumail, which is someone I had the pleasure to work with, and I met him in the group in Ali's group, and he's a DevOps engineer from Dubai, and he's now in Dubai as far as I remember, right, Kumail?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's a platform engineer and cloud solutions. I call him a cloud solution architect too because he always have solutions for everything.
Thank you so much for that, Amir.
Yeah. So why we're doing this today, or what is AWS? AWS is Amazon Web Services. It's the world's leading cloud provider with over 200 fully featured services from data centers globally. It's trusted. It's trusted for scalability, cost efficiency, and top tier security, which is why it's used by startups, organizations, government organizations, and urban enterprises. Why we're learning AWS is because cloud computing is a critical, very critical skill everybody should have today in the tech landscape, whether you're a developer, an IT professional, or a data scientist. I use AWS a lot I'm a data scientist too. So you can't imagine the capabilities of cloud with data science. And it opens up a vast opportunities for building and scaling applications efficiently. I attached something here. It's a small roadmap on the third slide where it shows, sorry for the picture, it's a little blurry, but it shows how you can start from a foundational level for certifications. This will be also mentioned in the GitHub repo that we'll be announcing later on. It shows different paths, and I will also attach the PDF in the messages here, so everybody can have it for their own. It shows the foundational level, the associate level, and the specialties. This is my next stop, hopefully, very soon, the professional solutions architect. And as I mentioned, we will attach this so you guys can see it. Sorry, I'm going a little fast because I just want to jump to the more important stuff. Okay, so why we're doing the hands-on projects? Well, we need to gain critical and practical skills through real-world projects, which we can apply to our theoretical knowledge and learn how different AWS services work together. It is not just about reading documentation, it's about building a portfolio that showcases your expertise to potential employers. And that's why everybody is here today. Plus, of course, projects help enforce our learning. Besides the theoretical part, everybody have to understand the theoretical part, of course, because without understanding this, you can't get the solution to work. And there's no better way to solidify your understanding than by solving real-world challenges. On slide 4, I think we're gonna start with the projects. I'm gonna switch to Kumail. Kumail will lead from here.
Yeah.
And yeah, Kumail, please go ahead. I will let me just share the architecture diagram really quick.
Yeah. So, hello everybody. So, my name is Kumail Rizvi, and I'm a platform engineer and as a DevOps as well. So, as Amit told you, so today we are going to learn about AWS in depth, I would say, because the most important thing, where as Amit said, that why it's really required and needed, because as of fresher or beginner level, people who are really want to learn AWS, they always ask this question, and always I have seen this question on the group that can you just provide us the link of the resources, or like I would say some kind of blogs or something like that. So so that we can start working on it. And I would tell you honestly speaking about of my experience, if you are certified, that doesn't mean that you have the right capability to like to work on the production level environment. It comes up with experience, with hands-on experience, I would say, with hands-on project. The more you will learn on hands-on experience, the more experience, the more insight, the more tips, tricks you will get. So I would say that only if you're getting certified and thinking that, okay, I'm able to work on some kind of production level environment or some kind of production level AWS architecture, then I'm so sorry for that to burst the myth. Secondly, I would say that why we are creating this repository, I would say, to help people so that, if they are want to learn about the architectural diagram, how to create an architectural diagram, or how to build a project from scratch, or how to use some kind of infrastructure as code from like to build AWS architecture, they can get really deep knowledge about it. And once they start creating this project, so these projects will be into like basic, medium, and advanced. So once they are trying to build every project, they will get the confidence and also the skills, so that they can present it to the company or to the interviewer, and they can give you a right response and a right get impressed by your work. So Amir, can you just show them the architectural diagram which we are going to
Yes,
do it?
absolutely. Sorry,
Thank
guys,
you.
I have so many screens here in front of me, so just a quick question. I have a question here from Altamaj, if I said this right. This is an actual conversation I had with Kumail the other day about being a solution architect. Uh, for me, being a solution architect is more about, it's a mindset, like, finding solutions. Solution architect is a mindset more than a position for me. Once you start, like, finding a problem, I sometimes tend to create a problem and try to solve it. And this is what makes you actually a solution architect, finding a solution for a problem, for a real world case scenario, for any issue, any problem you face every day. Try to automate it, try to go on your console and try to fix it, try to go to your CLI and create a solution for it. So that's what I define a solution architect, of course, beside your studies and stuff, but a solution architect is a mindset for me, I'll say. I hope this answers the question. Okay, let me share the screen. Can you guys see it?
Not yet.
Yes.
Now we can see it. Yeah.
You see the architecture? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Kumail, you can go ahead if you wanna.
So I would tell you like how in an organization thing works. So first of all, whenever you will get a client requirement, let's say you got you onboarded a project, and there will be a planning phase for any project. So in the planning phase, if you are a DevOps engineer, if you're a cloud infra engineer, or infrastructure engineer, or let's say if you are a solution architect, all of the people will gather and they do a planning phase. And the main role plays in this planning phase, it's the solution architect person who gets the requirement from the client, understands the requirement, the business level understanding, the technical understanding, and then it converts that understanding into an architectural diagram. So let's say if there's a client and they need a three-tier application where they need to run a PHP site, and they need a database of SQL, RDS SQL database. So yeah, Zain, this is the three-tier application. Yeah. So and now the solution architect person would go to his sketchbook. I would say this is a sketchbook, and it creates a diagram. So the first diagram would be considered as a POC. Then it would refine the diagram, and after refining the diagram, it would come back again to the client, showing the client. And when the client gets like, okay, we are good with it, and because the client also has their technical team, so the technical team will approve the diagram, and once they're getting approved, the solution architect person would have a discussion with the internal team. So the internal team would consist of front end, back end, database management people, and as well as DevOps. So now the role of DevOps comes in picture for the implementation part. So after getting the diagram, so you can see over here is that we have a region first, then we have a VPC, and the VPC consists of two availability zone. So people who don't know about availability zone, it's like you have two houses in or two rooms in one house, like this. So let's say if you have two rooms in one house and both the rooms have two beds separately. So let's say if a person is coming up, going inside the first room and staying. So if there is one more need, so let's say if another person comes up and it needs to stay in the room, so where he will stay, right? Not in the first room, right? Because the first room is already occupied. Then the second person would go inside the second room, because this is like we are creating availability for both the people, right? So that they can stay in two separate rooms, they can get the same benefit, they can get same things, and they can stay well as as much as they need it. So just like that, we have two availability zone, so that let's say if one traffic is coming from one load balancer to one AZ. Let's say if another user wants to get it, so it will split the traffic going to the second availability zone. This availability zone splitting also helps in disaster recovery management. Yes, right. This also helps in disaster recovery management, because let's say if someday the AWS got an outage in AZ1, which is US East 1, let's say, and you don't know, right? You don't know where it has been an outrage, but you just got the news that okay, the AC1 is down, but your client doesn't know about it, right? And you don't want the client to know about it. So what you will be doing, you will be routing the traffic to the second availability zone, so that the client doesn't know about it. Like it will be like just routing the traffic, and the things will be back to normal. And once they are gone into the maintenance phase and they maintain the AZ1, your traffic will get back to the AZ1 routing. So that's why we create availability zone. And one more thing I need to tell you, that the availability zone is not just like two availability zone. There can be n number of availability zone, depends on the complex architecture you are creating. So over here, we can also add a third availability zone for higher resilience and higher availability. But now for just the demo part, we have created two availability zone, and just below this, we have EC2 instances. So we have created two EC2 instances, which of having separated by the availability zone and also separated by the subnet. So let me tell you who does not know about subnet. Subnet is just a small part of a network which is created by to separate the services. Let's say you have two services, database and EC2 instance, and you need to separate them. So how you will be separating it? You can't put this into the same subnet, right? So you will be putting out two different subnet. You will be creating one subnet for database, another subnet for EC2 instance, and you will be providing them with this own services. Coming to the, one more thing I need to tell you, that we are not using any auto scaling group, which is ASG, because as per the demo, but you guys can use an auto scaling group so that if things needed to auto scale on the backend level, you can auto scale it as well. So and also to get routing properly to the backend as well. And then the database over here, the database is a multi-AZ database we are using, so that if one database goes down, the another database. And why we are using multi-AZ? Like for synchronizing and for replicating. So we are using database for replication to the another AZ, as also this is getting synced. So any question on this architectural diagram? Why we're using two NAT gateway or load balancer? Why an application load balancer?
Well, I saw a question here for the three-tier
Yeah,
three-tier
I'm not
architecture.
able to even look at the chat, but yeah,
Yeah.
please.
What's a three-tier architecture is exactly what thanks Zain for the answer.
Okay.
We have, if you see guys here, public subnet. You don't want to leave your application living on your EC2 in a public subnet, which is accessible on the internet, right? So we had our EC2 instances in a private subnet, which is the best practice, of course. And then the NAT gateway is what we add to our public subnets in order to give our EC2 instances or our application sitting in our private subnet access to the internet. And this is the best practice for this. And as Kumail said, availability is high. Having two availability zones is actually high availability. If availability zone A goes down, your application will still be accessible from availability zone B. We also, the third tier in this architecture, and I always insist of building architectures before you start your solution. And believe me, it makes a lot of difference when you start building an architecture and then jump to the solution. It'll be much easier to implement it. And our third tier, we have the database, which allows connection from the application, so the application talks to the RDS. And it's also in a private subnet, as you can see, which makes it accessible only from your application sitting on your EC2 instances in the private subnets. I hope this explains what a three-tier is. Let me check questions really quick. Anyway, this whole architecture will be for high availability, you have two NATs. Yes, we have two NATs.
Yeah,
Well,
but
for
one
demonstration
thing I will,
purposes, we're gonna work with one NAT, especially it
yeah.
charges.
One thing I will tell you why two NATs are not good enough, because of let's say if you have three availability zone and you are using per NAT per availability zone, then there would be high availability. But one thing, if you are going with AWS well frame architecture, then costing will incur as well. So the more NAT you're using, the more costing will incur. So you need to have a trade-off over here, because this is the decision making, right? This comes up when you are dealing with complex architecture, then your high availability is getting more. You will be having more high availability. Then you will choose per NAT per AZ. But if you are having less not complex architecture, then to use more NAT, it will incur cost. So then the costing will get the more priority. So this is where this is the main question, like how to be a solution architect, and this type of questions comes up in a real-time scenario. And you, as a solution architect, if people are going for solution architect and to becoming a solution architect certified, this question will come in, and they need to have a proper decision making when dealing with this kind of stuff in production, I would say. Okay, so why NAT is a part of architecture? What is the purpose? Okay, so NAT is a part of architecture because if your instance is in private subnet, so how you going to access that? So there are certain things like Bastion host is there, you can access that, but how the traffic will flow? So the traffic will not flow from Bastion host or something like that. So just before that, we forgot to add there is a internet gateway, and from the internet gateway, the traffic will flow from the NAT gateway and then the NAT gateway will give you access to the private subnet and so on. Any question more regarding the architecture diagram?
I think,
Like
Kumail,
why we're using.
you guys are okay with that. If we can leave we still have a lot to cover. If we can leave the questions till the end, and we can cover
Yeah,
everything.
sure.
Guys,
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I think you first explain what is VPC, maybe someone which is non-tech and understand how VPC
Yeah.
works, how internet gateway works, how NAT gateway works, because the main part is in this architecture is VPC. Then people consider what is EC2, how this architecture, this helps the understanding of architecture efficiently, and they can grab what you want to explain.
You know, Zain, this is gonna be part of a project we already included in the repo that we're gonna talk about. You know, and it has every single detail. You know, you can even build the whole architecture from scratch using this repo. So it's gonna be explained thoroughly, you know.
One thing, Zain, I would happily able to, like explain it in detail, but as this is a demo, I would say, as this is a demo and we need, some time to, like show the demo as well. But I'm happily able to, like if after this call, you can connect with me, and people who don't understand about VPC or something like that, they can connect with me after this call, and they can have a discussion about if they need to understand about what is VPC and subnet level segregation. And one more thing I just understood, and I need to tell you guys that when you are dealing with architectural diagram, so it is really important to have a proper naming convention for every resources you are creating, because and even tagging. So you need to tag every resources. Why? Because if you're not tagging it, then it will not help you in billing, because billing is the most important thing of every infrastructure and every I would say project. So you need to have a proper billing set as well, and this comes up with tagging. So you need to always tag your resources, as well as you need to properly name your resources as well. Regarding the subnet segregation, we will show you on the code level. So let me share my screen.
Hello? Can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
I have a question. I was implementing one of such kind of architecture, but I was getting like a problem. Like it was a Streamlit app basically, and so the problem I was getting, like I configured all the security groups and
There's a lot of noise, guys.
There is a lot of background noise. Can somebody mute their
and you need to log into integration for installation to log in. So you need to visualize your spirit group, and you have corporate line. So it open for communication to happen. And then I'm also going to show you something. Let's go explore this already. So you need integrations. Installations need const integrations. Right. So then the installation is completed, so that's the finish, right? So how do you do that? So just software has successfully been installed and right? For example, you can open the file explorer on the Windows server, and you go to this PC, the local disk, and you go to program files, and you go to the software, and you can see, and I noticed that from the apps, right? It's running. So this shows that you successfully installed, as well as successfully running. And then you do double quotes, and I'll paste the file there. Okay, the installation file, and I'll bring double quotes, and I hit enter. So I'm going to look as local disk, program files, installing the software, the private IP of the server. That's what I will receive.
Can you hear us?
So this is looking for zip files, right? Now I can open the file, double click, and then I'll try and on this PC, I'm going to those files. And I'll click on OK. And you can see we're going to close these times. Now I'll leave back. So let me show something to I forgot. So I was saying I'll open the files for this PC, local disk, program files, installing the software, etc.
Habib, can you please mute yourself?
I'm so sorry, guys.
And you can see there's a lot of the files automatically play files. And this file was created called frame information on Facebook and actually doing what we got received. He starts to the private IP of ourselves.
Ali, are you still with us?
So this is really good for us. This is really good for us. So I'm going to close this time. Let's just show you. Now you know also that's what you see right? You need to use that. That's 7 is missing. But recognize 7. So that way you can receive data from the phone. So you need to use the receiver. So once I go to a diagram here, right? So this is the FOIA. This guy's our receiver, right? So this is here. So make the visualization simple. So this is our receiver. Okay. This is our receiver. Now you can visualize this guy is listening on what? On Ripple 97. He's
The
listening.
host, mute him.
So how do we make that happen, right? That's pretty much easy. So you need to go to you can use the front end code. The front end is easier, so I prefer to use the backend, right? The front end is straightforward, so I'm going to go first. So use the backend, you need to go to the backend response. So for my case, that is that. So I'm going to go to the backend slide. Okay, so this is the backend of that.
Kindly mute.
And I'll still see this last OTT. It's called ET system, and we'll find out, right?
Thanks, Ali.
Thanks, Ali.
Thank you so much, Ali. And can you just remove the person because it was we have already lost a good time, I would say. So sorry, but
Can I continue my question?
yeah, sure, because we have
Yeah.
already lost
So,
quite a
so I
big
was
time.
implementing one of the project that was basically using the Streamlit, which runs on 8501 port, right? So I configured everything like the security groups and the port number and the route tables, but I wasn't able to like access my website. Like it was not deployed. Can you like tell me the labs that we gonna work on in future? So are those labs gonna cover this thing, or what do you think, like what can be the possible causes for that?
So first of all, let me tell you that your use case is different, first of all, and it does not depend on what kind of Streamlit if you're using Python, or if you are having any kind of stuff, but yeah, it will be in the repo as well, so you don't have to worry about, and everything will be in repo. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
So let me share my screen. So sorry about it.
I think we can go ahead.
Just let me know, Amir, if you're able to see my screen on people as well.
Yes, I think
Yeah, we can see.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I
over
think
here,
we can jump to the project before
yeah. So what I'm doing over here, just a quick brief walkthrough. So I'm using Terraform. You guys can use UI as well, but this is organizational approach. So in organization, nothing has been created with UI or manual, just making it sure. So you have to use Terraform for it. And there are certain things which you need to be really careful, like not to put the secret access key, and to, like name it properly well, and just like this. Okay. So I will just give you a walkthrough. So we are creating a VPC. So we are creating a CIDR blocks of 10.0.0/16. Why 16? Because the less you will be creating of VPC, the more IP you are getting. So you might get around 65,000 IP, I would say. And there is a calculation that Amir have also put it down on the repo. So you can, calculate how many IP you will get if you are putting out like /16 or /24. One more thing I need to tell you that it's why we are using 10.0.0, because it is free, like it's available on the internet. And if 10.10 is not available, then you can go for 172.168.0.0, or if not, then 192.168. But most of the time 10.10 does the work. So I would say that every time 10. Works. Then we are going to create for the subnet. We are creating two subnet over here. The one subnet would be of web subnet, and another would be of app subnet. The web subnet consists of a bastion host, like a jump server, and the app server would consist of two PHP server. Coming up to the DB subnet, consists of the database RDS. We would create a internet gateway, an elastic IP, then NAT gateway, and then we will have route table. So yeah, let me tell you Elastic IP, why Elastic IP we are using, because if your instance, you have not applied Elastic IP on the instance, then the moment you restart your instance, the public IP would change. So for that, you need to put an Elastic IP on the, I would say, on the instance as well, or and on the NAT as well. Then coming up to the route table, so we have a public route table for the web subnet, then a private route table for the private subnet, and a private DB for the DB subnet. Now there is an association. We need to associate the proper subnet to the proper route table over here. So you can see that it depends on and all. I'm just showing you because you, in future, if you are going to use Terraform, then this would be the approach. Then we would have a app route table and a DB route table. Coming up to the security group, we will be creating 4 security group. One would be for the database, where we will be opening inbound for for the application to access the database. I can show you over here. Let me just so I will show you over here. So this is the database security group, and the inbound role is open to the PHP app server. So the moment I click, so I will just edit the rule. So like this, if you want to add another rule, you can add it. I will add it again. And over here, 0.0 is like anywhere. From anywhere, the traffic would be incoming. So for public, if you're dealing with public subnet, if you're dealing with public subnet or database, you don't have to consider this part. So always go for security group. So like security group are more reliable and would give you internal backbone to the AWS networking part. So let's say like if I need to give it to my PHP app server security group. So I will be doing this and then saving the rule. Okay.
Kumail, can you please explain like why did we use port range 3306?
Because that's an SQL port. That's a database SQL port. Yeah, that's why.
Okay.
Same thing you have on HTTP 80, HTTPS is 443. It's the same thing. MySQL is 3306.
So if I show you from the web security group, if I click on the inbound, so you can see that SSH is there because we need to access the jump server, and HTTP 80. And this is why we are going for this, because we also need to access the load balancer as well. Sorry, the PHP server, so that this will create a bastion host, so that the load balance this jump server would access the private instance. Then coming up for the this load balancer. So I will tell you quickly why we use load balancer. Load balancer is used for, like it's the name, like balancing the load, but in technical terms, it's balancing the traffic from the outside of the internet. So let's say if you're having 3 or 5 instances in front of you, and you want to route every traffic to every instance, so you will use a load balancer. So a load balancer have 3 different types: application load balancer, network load balancer, API gateway load balancer, as well as there is a classic load balancer which was deprecated and which is not getting used right now. So let me just give you a quick recap why we are using application load balancer. Whenever there is a need of dealing with microservices architecture, or let's say you want to have a less latency and you want to response really fast, then application load balance is there. Even for the NLB, the latency is quite efficient in NLB with network load balancer, but for every for if you're using for microservice architecture, 3-tier application, 2-tier application, network load balancer is application load balancer is being used. So that's the thing. And for every load balancer, you need to create a security group as well, because the load balancer would decide where to flow the traffic for whether it could be a public instance, whether it could be a private instance, and inside a private instance, there could be different services, let's say like in-situ instances, database, or ECS, or let's say like Lambda function. So like this. And for communication, I was always tell you to go with security group. Okay. So there would be some time like your application is not getting accessible. Let's say, I guess Habib have said that like my Streamlit application is not getting accessible on the internet. So there could be a chance that your security group has not been configured really well. If I remember, it would be 8501 for the Streamlit application. So you might need to open a port of 8501 on the security group so that it would be able to access the internet. Any questions regarding this? And so we are, I guess not. So we are moving ahead. So I will show you the load balancer configuration. So over here, as I said, we are using application load balancer. So application load balancer consists of three things, which there's a listener and there's a target rule and a rule. So if I can show you, so the health check is failing, but internally, if I go inside it, let's just, yeah. Yeah, it's unhealthy, I would say, but then it's normal. So it should be like healthy. Like why it would be healthy. So this does the health check, I would say. So health check has been there, and it would be like a path of slash and a 5 seconds of health check. So what it does, it will ping your instance, and if it returns a status of 200, the health check would be like it will give you a green sign, and if not, then it will give you a red sign, I would say. And yeah, so I will just show you the target group, how we are going to add a target group. So let's like this. Yeah, like this. So register a target. So you will have lots of instances over here. You can just click on it, like let's say like this, and you can include as pending. And once it's pending, you can register it. And after that, you will get just yeah. So you'll get a DNS name. So if I just go and check, so it works. So we are just running a small Apache server over here, like this. So if not, then you need to check the security group of your application so that the application is able to access the load balancing security group. Coming up to the RDS, so yeah, so over here we are using an RDS instance, and it's just a simple RDS like MySQL type engine. You can have any type of engine in this, and make sure that to have a proper set of I would say password and username. So let's just going back to the server, I would say. Okay. Let's just head back into the server. Still got closed. So what I'm doing now is I'm accessing the jump server, and from the jump server, we will access the private instances. Okay, so we have already installed Apache server over here, and we will make a small HTML file, I would say. Yeah, there's an index.php, but we will make an HTML file. We will write over here is like, let me just see. Okay, PHP server. So PHP server 1 from AZ1. And we will create an entry.html. Let's just create it like this.
Kumail, the whole environment was working.
Yeah. I don't know, but the load balancer got down suddenly, I would say. Like, let me just check it.
Cat will just show he's waiting in
I know. But I just need to guess. It's saying permission denied. It's
You can do try sudo su first.
Yeah. I will just create it like this. Okay, so here we have. So if I just hit the load balancer, yeah. So you can see over here is we are getting PHP server 1 from AZ1. And if we do the same on instance 2, we will get the same result. So let me just access the instance 2 as well. And you might find like URL not found or bad gateway because there is a caching. So you might need to, open it into an incognito mode or refresh your delete the cookies or close the browser and run the, open the browser and run the URL again. One thing I need to tell you guys that there should be a PEM file like .pem, but I have created my own PEM file and push it onto the instance via Terraform. That's why, and that's a public and private key. That's why I'm using this. But you guys need to use a .pem file, and also before using it, you need to give a proper set of permission. So there could be like you need to run a chmod 400 or 600 with the name of the pen file.
Kumail, you'll attach all this when you push the project to.
Yeah. I will attach all the things.
So you guys don't worry like about all the details.
Yeah.
Already in the repo.
That's right. And we will do the same. Let's just take it from here. And, sudo. From easy one. Oh, I forgot. Sorry for that, I would say. So then. So we will just write PHP. Yeah. PHP server 1, server 2, sorry. Server 2 from AZ2. Now we will head back to our load balancer. Yeah. Let me just check. Okay. So it's fine. Let's check.
Gonna try removing your index.html from the URL.
Yeah. But I would say like, yeah, I'll just do that. It's still serving the frame. Let me just check the target group, I would say. Load balancer. Okay, so one is healthy and one is unhealthy. So what we can do is that we need to check why it is unhealthy. Let me
check the security group.
yeah, security group, yeah. But I would say the security group is already there. So let's just see. The web server, it's the private one, PHP one, and the inbound is there to the load balancer. So it's serving. Because if it was the issue of the security group, the first server
Won't be
wouldn't have,
shown.
yeah,
Okay,
now it showed.
you have
Yeah.
to give it a second, maybe.
Yeah.
To flip it on.
So now it's showing. So sorry for the delay, I would say, but it's from the load balancer side, not from my side. So
Yeah,
now we can
load
see.
balancing from both availability zones.
Yeah, see. Now we are getting load balancing from, and if we see again the health check, now we can see that it would be of, let me just put it over here. Yeah. If I go on the resource map, we can see the health checker there. So one thing I would say that you don't have to worry about the 403 error, because you know what it will happen, that there might be some scenario like you will be like, oh, health check is failing, but it is due to the path. Okay, like what kind of path you're giving for the health check. Why
You got muted, Kumail. You are muted.
Yeah, so I'm so sorry for that, but I would say that why it was failing before, because we were giving a path but not any kind of health check path, like not kind of any kind of file we're not giving. But now we have given an index.html, and now it can route to that index.html. Even if you see the AWS site, the main AWS site, they also have their kind of health check. So I don't remember it right now, but there's some like slash index.html. But if you just check, so they also have their own kind of health check on the load balancer side. Coming up to the RDS, I would say. So one thing is that we will create a we will access the RDS. So let's just access the RDS. So accessing the RDS is like we need to install commands first for accessing. And for the demo, I would say we would just take this second instance just to access it outside. Yeah. Also, to save time, I would say we will use bash script, and I always I'd suggest and advise people to use bash script rather than like putting commands one by one. So if people who don't know about bash script is just a kind of way of automation where it is a Unix-based scripting language, and also in every Linux distribution you can get, and even in instance and servers. So earlier days, I would say, when we were not having this kind of Terraform and Ansible, I would say, we used to do like the scripting and the automation via bash scripting. Like if you see, still there are some kind of servers or some kind of machine who still uses scripting language with like a big script, and it's really quite easy. But nowadays we got Ansible, really a powerful configuration and automation tool, and Terraform, Pulumi, things like this, like tools like this. So we use that. But still, I will say like scripting is really amazing, and you guys should learn scripting. And with scripting, you guys should also learn Python as well, because Python also help in automating stuff on AWS. Now things are getting installed. Okay. And now we will access our RDS. So let's just take the endpoint, RDS endpoint. If people are from front end and back end development side, so you guys would have access or database using a connection string of like in MongoDB or in SQL. But in RDS, there is an endpoint, and we use endpoint to access the database. And somebody was saying that why we're using port 336. So you can see over here, That's the default port of RDS SQL. So this is the command to access the database. So the username is admin. Yeah. Yeah. Now I will tell you one important point over here, that you are able to access the database. Let's say you are not able to access the database. There is some problem. So always check the security group, I would say. I will tell you that if we were not able to access the database, so there would be a scenario where the database of DB was not added in the database in the security group of this private PHP security group. So let me show you where this is the web one, and
The web
yeah,
security group is the group you applied on your EC2
yeah.
instances.
I just did the vice versa. So I just added in the
Okay.
database. So you can do the same. So if you see, so in the database, if you just take this security group and no, let me just go over here, and yeah, if I just put it over here, you will see that, see, this is the security group. That's why I'm able to access the database from the private instance. If I was not, then I won't be able to access the database. So now let's create a database. People who don't know about how to manage and create some tables and databases, and so don't worry about it. ChatGPT is there, AI is there, I would say. You can easily learn about. So now we are creating a record, basically, and we will insert some records. So over here you can see is that I have created a name of mine and use an like a email ID. People who wants to add, they can give, write down their name or email ID, and I will add it. So if anybody wants to add like their name, they can provide it. Maybe 2 or 3, I would say. Okay, that's great. Can you just write your name as well? Okay, so Zain Zahur, right, is your full name? Yeah. And oh my God, so many names. I might pick Bhupendra Bhati. Yeah. So I would just okay, sure. I'm so sorry if I'm not taking others' name, because they have already, a lot of records. And we are just showing you that we are able to access the database in ping, like create records. So sorry for that also. Yep. And okay. So right now I will just add these records. Okay, so over here you can see that all the records have been added. Yep. So now if you want to check like if records have been added or not, so we can just check it from here like this. See, so we are able to access the database, even we are able to create records. And if we want to delete any records, we can delete the record as well. So this is the whole demo, I would say. So we are able to access the instance, and even we are able to get the and one thing also you can do is that you can create an HTML file, and you can also show these records onto the HTML file as well, on the load balancer, so that it would be able to, like, so let's we can just create a, let's just use AI. Amir, can you just help me out because I'm not able to, move.
Yeah, of
Can
course.
you just, yeah, can you just show them like how just create an HTML file where it consists of this database records, like we need to check on the load balancers, right?
Yes, of course. But
Yeah,
one thing, Kumail, I think the demonstration you showed is for the database. It showed all parts
yeah.
architecture working.
Yeah.
I think part of this we can build it together in future sessions. Just since we
Yeah.
are out of time, I know a lot of people will leave.
Okay,
We're
yeah,
not
sure.
even we didn't even reach our best part of the presentation, which is the
Yeah.
part that we worked on, which is gonna be for everybody. Uh, Well, I think we have to jump to the repo and we can push this and we
Yeah,
can make a whole session. I'm ready to start this whole session, to start this whole lab and build a three-tier architecture from scratch, all of us together on a future lab, just because we had too many things today and a lot of people will leave and we need
yeah,
to show the
yeah.
repo. I am so
Yeah,
sorry.
so yeah, sure. So I will just show you the repo
Okay. Just
as
let me share my screen here just for
okay, sure. Just share your screen because yeah. Thank you, Amir.
Yeah, thank you, Kumail. Guys, can you see the screen?
Yes, Amir.
Okay, perfect. So we've been building, me and Kumail, for the last 2 weeks, maybe week and a half, a full AWS solution hub. This is where we're both excited to share. It's a full solution, AWS solution hub. You can find learning material, you can find projects, you can find best practices in AWS. It also includes Terraform code, basic labs, medium labs. We're gonna add more and more projects to it, and hopefully all together. So it's not a project. This is the QR code for it. It's not a project just for me and Kumail. It's going to be a project for everyone. So we're looking for more maintainers. We're looking for people who are dedicated to put effort on this. It's a solution for everybody. Consider it an open source learning platform for everyone. We can add solutions, approve it together, and it will be a hub for everybody, as its name says. It's gonna be a hub for everybody to learn, share their projects, experiences, everything. And we're looking for maintainers and people who can help us in architecture diagrams, in README files, in code, in deployment, and videos. Maybe somebody is good at videos, YouTube videos. We can implement something. We can add a video, a YouTube link. So it's for everyone. So it's going to be a whole project for everyone. And I think it's a very exciting thing, especially when you guys go to this repo and see how rich it is. And we didn't even start with it. Kumail, if you want to go ahead and guide the guys with the repo. I can do that if you want. You're muted. Okay, I can do that. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You are muted, Kumail.
Yeah, so you have already on having the screen. So just show them the repo and guide them, because we have already added some projects as well, and it's
Mhm.
full-fledged projects. So you don't need to, go here and there and, like search for projects and something like that. So just show
Okay,
them the
that's me,
first
right?
setup, that this is a really well architectured, I would say well structured repository. So if you go, Amir, can you just show them the folder 101 folder of AWS setup?
Yes, of
Yeah,
course.
just show them the first
You can
part.
see the screen, right,
Just
guys?
quickly, just quickly show them the first part. Yeah, yeah, this one.
Sorry. Oh my God. My computer is freezing now. Yes, we will send the link for sure. Okay, let me open it in a different tab. Okay. You guys are able to see it now?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Kumail, you're still there? I think we lost Kumail. Okay, guys, we have a well-structured table of contents here, which is a guide for a beginner to an experienced user.
Yeah.
We will be adding a lot. Oh, Kumail, you're back?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm so sorry,
Okay.
my headphone
Sorry,
was not working.
my
So
computer
I will
was
just
freezing.
guide you really fast, like just show them the AWS
Yeah.
setup, the first part.
So when you
So
press on
over here,
AWS setup, you go
yeah,
here. Yeah, let's go.
so
Let's
everything is
setup.
being into a MD file, a README file. So if you just go over it, you can see everything is there. You don't have to search the web, or I would say, if you want, you can go for the documentation part. And I would highly uh, suggest you to go for the documentation part, I would say, because everything we are doing, and it's there in the repository. But if you need that, you need to double check that if it is right or wrong, or if you are not unable to do that, then you can check the documentation. And can you just go through, Amir, with this?
Yes, of course. Back
Just
to
the
the
second part. Yeah. So just below this, there are link as well. We are already provide you links. So these are the YouTube videos which we saw it, which was really good enough and self-explanatory. Then we can, just click on the link and you'll be on the YouTube channel of there.
Hi
So
guys, आज हम लोग देखेंगे कि AWS में account
so we have also, and I know that people who are bilingual and who speak, like more than one language, let's say their mother tongue is like Hindi, or there are many people who are from Pakistan who are like Urdu. So we have already been adding, bilingual YouTube channel, so that they, it will be easier for them to understand in their own language. So yeah, can you just put part two, like, yeah, the learning resource?
yeah.
Yeah.
Learning resources, I think it's a very, very interesting section here.
Yeah.
We
And
added things like certification guides, like Terraform, AWS Terraform learning
yeah, so
resources.
if you don't understand about what is Terraform, you want to learn the basics of Terraform, you are good to go over here. You don't have to search the net, I would say, because everything is there over here. And even we have added, uh, like we will be adding Udemy courses over here, the link of it. And make sure to, like buy them when it is, like when there's offer or something like that. Don't buy them when there is no offer, I would say. that will cost you a lot of things. So yeah, so we have already been in touch with the documentation, a lot of in touch with the documentation, because we don't want to, drift our repository from the documentation. So we are making it sure that it's really touching the surface of every documentation provided by the AWS itself.
I have a question from Umar, right? If I said it right. Umar, we require just people who are serious about this project, because we believe this project is going to be it's going to be growing, and it's going to be big, and it's going to be for everyone. We're not asking for any money for this. We're not asking for anything. It's just a free solution for everyone to get started. So just we don't require anything, as I said. We just require people who know what they're doing. You have to respect this hub, this GitHub repo, and just make sure you follow some format we have already, and whatever your contribution is, you're most welcome. Just let us know, and maybe we'll sit and talk, and we'll be more than happy. We're looking to have this. We're looking to have like maybe here 15 people. We'd be more than happy to have 15 people here, because
Yeah.
it's a big project. It'll be growing.
Yeah.
Everything here, it was done by me and Kumail only. And believe me, it takes some time to do this, especially if you're gonna do like this structure. And especially on projects, like projects take time to build. Like, we added some projects here from EC2 web server. You guys can go ahead and start on them. They're very basic, and you can jump what we spoke about today. You can find the whole thing here. If you go to the 3-tier VPC, we have the architecture here, and it will guide you through creating the whole setup from scratch. One thing I will add after we're done with this, after you're done with this project, how to leverage AI tools to write about your project and maybe post it online, like on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And I already wrote a script for what Kumail did today. I wrote it really quick now, and I will show you how we can use this script to make a very nice LinkedIn post to showcase your skills or what you've done.
Yep.
And
And even one more thing I need to add over here, Amir, is that taking up the question of Zen server as well. Yeah, there are plenty of series available in the YouTube, and I don't mind it. Even I have learned from YouTube a lot of times. So I am not against any kind of YouTube or courses or something like that. You are feel free to go on the YouTube, check it out. And if you have a YouTube video which is really helpful for you as well, and you find it like it would be helpful for the community as well, like this Solution Hub community, so I would highly suggest to give us the YouTube link, and we will add that over here just for time being. And once we are open with contribution, then you will be able to add the links on your own. And one thing I'm just telling you to engage people over here, that the more contribution you are doing, the more upscaling would be there of your side, and you would be a maintainer of this as well. So everything would be coming up to you, and you can be a maintainer of architectural diagram. Terraform. It's not only Terraform, I would say. There is Pulumi, which I have also worked on. So you can, if you want, you can also work on Pulumi. You can also work on Crossplane. You can also work on CloudFormation template as well. Or if you want to add some kind of Ansible script to configure the internal instances, EC2 instances, Lambda. So you are able to do that, I would say. One more thing, and the last thing I would say, that if for this, I would say the demo, it's 40 people are there. I'm really happy that all of you have joined, and you are still with us. So if you want to give us this repository to the people who wants to learn about the cloud, who are really new to it, then go for it, I would say. Share it with your people, share it with your friends, and I would say family who wants to learn AWS. And one more thing, I am just coming up with a question, is that Bhupendra question, I'm new to cloud, so shall I gain the knowledge of Git2? Yes, I would say, because as of any cloud, not even cloud field, any IT related field, whether you are a front-end developer, back-end developer, cloud solution architect, going for a solution architect like the roadmap, or a DevOps engineer, especially for DevOps engineer, platform engineer, it's really important to learn Git. And if you want to have this Git link and the things, we will create a separate branch of it, and we will add this Git as well. And also I have a really good challenge of Git where there's an interactive challenge in Git as well. So you can, make use of that challenge as well. From
This is
where
something
can I learn Git?
we can add to the
Okay,
repo now.
so
This
yeah,
is something
so
we can add
I
now.
would suggest you to go with Abhishek Veeramalla. He's a really amazing guy on YouTube, or Tech World with Nana. She's also a really amazing person who is really good with DevOps related stuff, content. So yeah, once this demo is over, so please join the group, WhatsApp group. Ali Soil will help you in joining the group, people who are from LinkedIn, I would say. And also we will post this repository in the group as well, and you guys can look after it. And once you are able to go with it, you can please reach out to us, and like you want to be a maintainer of this code, to contribute, I would say, not a maintainer, but contribute. So we'll give you a proper access of this code repository, and you're good to go, I would say.
One thing I would love to mention also, if you guys go to the resources in the repo, I know you guys will go through it, but if you go to some recommended resources we added here for training, for projects, for anything, you can find a lot of hands-on projects. Workshop Studio has maybe 600 free labs you can practice on your own. And from AWS, a lot of people know just Skill Builder, but Workshop Studios is very, very important. This is one of my favorite sites. He's also a friend of mine. He's so good. He has some really good projects. A lot of them I've done and I posted about them. You guys will have a great idea. He's great. He's great. AWS Hands-On Labs. This is Skill Builder.
Amir, can you just can you just open a new tab? I will give you a really good bonus for, people who are joined over here. Just go open the new tab and write local stack over there. Local stack. Just open a new tab.
Yes, local stack.
Just write local stack and just search it on local stack. Yeah, just click on this. So let me tell you one thing. This is a really amazing thing. People who don't have an AWS account, they can mock AWS services on this. So let's say if you don't have an AWS account and you need to use EC2 instance, S3 for static website, or an RDS instance, or a load balancer, or like CloudFront or IAM role, they can able to access this. And this is everything is on Docker, and this is locally. You don't have to pay anything. Yeah, there is a paying thing, like a pricing enterprise version. And one thing more, I'm not affiliated with local stack, and I'm not doing some kind of promotion for local stack, but it's just I loved it, and I've been using it for 2 years, I would say. So you guys can feel free to use this as well.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Kumail. Yeah, I love this website. Okay. Do we have any questions? There's a question
Any
for
question?
you.
Yeah, so there is question from Seth. So I have a question. AWS DevOps good or Azure DevOps? So DevOps, if you say about, so it differ. So if you're talking about DevOps, let's say Azure DevOps is just CI/CD pipeline. So you're managing pipeline in CI/CD, and I was really having kind enough for the organization, because I've used both. So I would always suggest you to go with Azure DevOps, because Azure DevOps is more likely to be beginner friendly, as well as more easily able to understand, and it gives you more feature. Whereas AWS DevOps is not getting used by organization, because organization are moving towards GitHub Actions. As you have heard of, there is some code pipeline got deprecated, and Cloud9 is also got deprecated. So people are moving from AWS DevOps to GitHub Actions. So that's why Azure DevOps is really getting used, and it's free, I would say. It does not incur any cost. So you can go and easily, build pipeline over there. So Altamash question. Amir, can you please take this question because
Yeah,
it's
of
of
course. If you're talking
resolution.
certificate-wise after finishing your cloud practitioner, I think you have to directly go from a cloud practitioner. If you're talking certificate-wise, go directly to solutions architect. Why? Because if you're gonna do other certificates like a developer, like a solutions architect professional, like anything, the solution architect associate certificate gives you a whole knowledge about all the services. You have to be knowledgeable in a lot of services. So usually whatever comes after solutions architect associate as a certificate overlaps with over 30% of the solutions architect. So if you take developer after, you'll find yourself very comfortable, like you know all the services, you know everything after it. So I recommend going from cloud practitioner direct to solutions architect associate. Then you can do developer, you can do whatever you're interested in. And we also included in the repo some really important roadmaps, you can follow, you can see. It's also from AWS, like the whole documentation. We didn't invent this, we're just sharing resources that are already there, except for our projects that are pure us. uh, so it's all from AWS. But it's all in one place. That's what I
Yeah,
want.
yeah, yeah. And why? What was the need of this repository? Because people I have saw and uh, I do have a 4+ experience in DevOps, I would say. So people I have saw and many people who have reached me like I need to learn this, I need to learn that. From where? So because as a fresher, I would say I was a fresher once, and to find this, to have so much of resource in front of us, it could be quite intriguing as well as confusing as well. So that's why if you have a roadmap, so if you just complete the roadmap, you would have some kind of confidence in then you can able to go for another resources. So yeah, so I would say like coming up for the question is yeah, Bhupendra, where can I sorry, yeah, Mumra Shams, like how I'm a beginner. Yeah, so you can contribute to the project, I would say. It's easily. So in Linux, even you have servers, right? You maintain the server, Ubuntu server, Apache server, this and that. So what you can do, you can create scripts. You can create bash script so that you can automate the installation process on instances, or you can create scripts which consist of AWS CLI or Boto3 library, where you would able to like create AWS infrastructure using AWS CLI from the bash script. You can do that as well. It's open, I would say. It's not like if you are just a Linux person, you can't contribute to AWS. No, you can, I would say.
Yes, absolutely. And someone
Coming up
someone
to the
asked today too.
Zishan's, yeah, coming
Someone
up
asked
to,
about the architectures today.
yeah.
It's
So
under
there are a lot.
AWS best practices on the architecture. We attached a lot of
Yeah.
web can use for architectures.
Yeah, so coming up to Zishan's question, like I'm a fresher in learning DevOps and using AWS Cloud. As you say, learning Azure DevOps, what do now I shift to Azure and start learning? So it depends. I would say if you're a fresher, please don't go with Azure, because Azure DevOps you can go, but not on Azure Cloud, because Azure Cloud is quite difficult and quite intermediate. So I was always recommend you and advise you to go with AWS Cloud if you're a fresher. But for CI/CD, okay, you can learn Azure DevOps, but because let me tell you, Azure Cloud and Azure DevOps is two different kind of entity, and they are really separated from each other, even though they are under the Azure hood, I would say, tenancy, but they are two different entities. Next, it's Hasnain. How many time it will take us to be ready for entry level job? I would say it depends on your time limit. I would say time, or how much time you are giving, and how much things you are getting prepared. So it's not like I will give you false promises and false hope, like okay, in 2 months you will be AWS solution architect, or this is a zero to hero you can do in 1 month and you will be like a DevOps expert. No, I'm so sorry for that, but it does not happen. You need to understand the things. You need to have a really good hands-on experience. You need to look out for the architectural diagram, create architectural diagram, do it on yourself, and the more faster you will gain this learning path and learning tendency, then you will be able to do that, I would say. Then what kind of OS we should use for cloud learning in local PC? It depends. it's not like I'm using Linux, but you can use Windows. There is also a term which Windows has been introduced, which is WSL2. You can use Linux inside of Windows, so you can use that as well. So it's not depend on what kind of OS. It's not like if you are going for DevOps, you need to only use Linux. No, it's not like that. So just you can use any operating system you want. Any questions, or because we have already reached the time limit, I'm so sorry if there are certain questions. So just feel free to reach on us on LinkedIn, and we will happily able to
You
answer
guys
your
can get
questions
our
and
LinkedIn also from here.
queries. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Kumail, I just if everybody's still here, I just have something to add really quick.
Yeah.
Is I think it's something important. We didn't talk about the part where we're using AI. I just created a small
Yeah.
script. I want to show you
Sure.
guys.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. I will be on note here.
Let me stop sharing first.
So some outstanding work, Kumail and Amir. Really impressive.
Thank you, Ali. Just that's with you
Also,
guys.
I'd like to add something here. This was highly valuable because people nowadays, pay like $5,000 to $8,000 to be in a training where they share resources like this. So special thanks to the community admins, Amir and Kumail, for bringing such a high valuable resource and sharing it with the community. Uh, and the good thing is that you are getting this resource for free, is because we want to help the community members and people also, elevate their careers the right way. Because when you're paying money, you're under pressure, you're getting in debts. So there are resources and good people available. So you just, need to find your community as well. So I'm glad you all made it today, and I'm glad to be part of the community as well. So yeah, thank you everyone, and I will
Thanks,
myself
Ali.
have a look at the repo, and I will try, see if I can add something as well.
Thanks, Ali. Yeah, we would be more than happy with anyone. The whole purpose behind the project is what makes it nice project is just, it's a free resource for everyone. And
Oh
I
yeah,
think it will
one
grow
one
and
more
grow.
thing I'd like to mention. After a month's time, we will be starting the Cloud in Air project, which is also, project based. So this will be projects which I will bring real business projects, and me, Kumail, and Amir will be leading this. So we will be also, taking people who are interested in this. This is something projects we can sell it to business as a solution and make some money out of it. But the money is not the goal. The goal is to, get the solution right first, test it ourselves. If it's good for the market, we can definitely advertise and make some money from there as well.
Thanks, Ali. Ali, that's the last thing I want to show the guys today. Okay. I just wrote simply today what we did, what Kumail actually showed us. I opened my ChatGPT. You can use any AI generative AI tool like Cloud 3.5, like ChatGPT, like any tool you use. And I just wrote here today. I created a 3-tier VPC with NAT gateway in my public subnet. I launched 2 instances in my private app subnet and installed Apache server, PHP and SQL and MySQL on it to demonstrate how a load balancer works and how to connect to an RDS database. Write me a well-organized, structured LinkedIn post to show what I did. It's as simple as that. It's important to write nicely organized, structured posts on LinkedIn to showcase what you did in your project. And I hope everybody goes through the repo and build the project and do the same for this. This way you'll have posts, and this way you'll, attract potential employers. So let me see what we'll get here. Everybody should be leveraging
Sorry, are you using the premium version of ChatGPT?
that's the Omni, yeah. That's the Omni. That's the premium version.
Perfect. Nice.
I really recommend you know, investing in one of these tools. You know, it doesn't matter which one, ChatGPT or OpenAI, ChatGPT.
Yeah.
I mean, for $20, it's totally worth it. You know, it's just
I agree.
$20. It's totally worth it. You know, look what you got here. So, you know, you can also add me some tag. Oh, you already got the tags, so you can just take the whole thing. I mean, it's still your work. You did everything. You just used AI to make it well structured, and you can take the whole thing, post it on LinkedIn, and you'll definitely see a lot of more impressions on your posts. A lot of impressions mean a lot of more people checking your projects, means a lot of more potential for employers to contact you, right? So you can do this with any project you do, and believe me, the results will be surprising.
That's great.
Thank you so much, Amir.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, guys. Can we get the architecture diagram in this too using AI? Oh no, I wish. It will show you a small map, like what to do, what to connect to what, you know. But it will be helpful, you know. We're gonna have future sessions. Maybe a future session will be just to know to draw together an architecture diagram and how to use these tools. I would be more than happy to do this. Draw.io is a free tool you can use. It's very nice. Personally, I use Cloudera and Creately. They're paid tools, but I see them very interesting. And for next labs, I think me and Kumail will be working on pure labs. Like the moment we start a session, we'll start like maybe everybody will have their computers ready, and we'll walk you through projects. You know, some projects we have in mind. Thank you everyone for today.
Thanks, really appreciate it. Wow, valuable. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a long session.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much for that.
Kumail, don't forget to delete your secret and access keys.
Yeah, correct. It's a sandbox anyway, I think.
Oh, okay. Goodbye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye. Take care. Have a nice day.
Yeah,